Alright, today I'm making a 40 breeder rack. Actually, it's going to hold some nuts and bolts, but I know myself and I know eventually it'll become a 40 breeder rack, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it the dimensions of a 40 breeder rack. Here are my plans. You'll need 6 39.5-inch pieces, 6 15 1/4, and 4 69.5-inch pieces. That's how you'll cut up your boards in decimals and inches. You'll need 7 8-inch 2x4s. There's like a side view, vary to scale, and a front view, again, vary to scale. Nothing I draw is to scale. This is I redrew these because the first ones I drew, well, you wouldn't be able to read them, but yeah. So it'll be 6 inches off the ground, 3.5 inches for 2x4, 26.5 inches to the next one, 3.5, 26.5, 3.5, and then, off the paper. Or you don't need any more length. The 69.5 will be your vertical supports, 15 for the sides, 39 for the lengths. Now I'm cutting notches in these. I tried using Mr. Buzzy there, but with a blade. I didn't try doing it with a sander, but it bit me. It got me right on the fingernail, and it tore up all that skin to there. So that kind of stinks. If I got it on my arm or something, it probably wouldn't have done anything because it's like those cast saws and it just kind of vibrates, But since this is on some skin that couldn't really move around much, and my fingernail tore that up, and it tore up it all. Really, it's smart. So, anyways, now I'm using a compound miter saw, but yeah, this is easier if you have a dado blade, it's called, but you can do it with that one. Basically, you're just making a bunch of cuts. So you cut it, move it a little bit, cut it, move it a little bit, cut it, move it a little bit, cut it, move it a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to film the cutting and the smoothing out of this stuff. There's lots of ways you can, cut these notches, do it however you want. You can use a circular saw, table saw if you want. There's about a million ways to do everything in woodworking. This is just the way I'm doing it. You can do it whatever way you want. And I'm going to use the oscillating multi-tool sander to smooth it out, because whenever you use a saw, especially without a dado blade, it leaves a lot of, you can kind of see it there, a lot of roughness. So I'm just going to use the oscillating multi-tool to bring that all down closer to one plane. And yeah, I'll come back and show you how to assemble it once I got everything prepared. I already have all the pieces cut. So, yeah. And this is for one 3-tiered rack. Okay, I got everything cut, sanded, all that. I made these a little bit too big. But as long as we have it, flat on the bottom, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'm not sure how I guess that's only about a saw blade. I made it one saw blade too wide on all of them, so that's nice. Yeah, so whenever you're putting these together, you just got a little speed square and make sure they're square and that they're plumb. Just stick a level on there. Just move the 2x4 till it says it's level, basically. And as long as you get it close with it being plumb, I'm not sure if plumb's the right word. I always get all these darn things confused. It doesn't really matter. But as long as it's close, it'll be fine, because whenever you put the sides on, you can twist it a little bit and it'll be fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, really. I mean, honestly, it really doesn't. It just needs to be pretty close. Yeah, so yeah, I'll talk you through this one, then I'm done. We got our 39.5-inch piece. Stick it in. Try to match it up on both sides. Actually, before I go on, let me measure the end here and make sure it's correct and I didn't get my math screwed up somewhere. Alright, looks like we're about 36 5/8, so that should work fine for a 40 reader, because you're going to have the 2x4 on the inside, and that'll be 1.5 inches. So, yeah, as long as it's on the edges on the 2x4, it'll be fine. And I think the edge is like, it's around 1/2 inch, I'd say. Don't quote me on that, or no, actually, it was, I can't remember. Who remembers? Not me, that's for sure. But let me get y'all straight. But, yeah, on a lot of these things, really, they just need to be close. Honestly, because your floor's not going to be level, so you're going to have to mess with it anyway. Although that's not really the same, because you just have 3. But anyways, so on racks, it's more important to have everything be, whatever the word is, I can't think of it right now. On racks, it's more important. But on stands, it really doesn't matter at all, because you're going to have to shim it, because your floor is not going to be even. On racks, it's slightly more important, but I mean, it really doesn't. Your aquarium does not have to be perfectly level. It's really not that big of a deal. As long as it's close, it's fine. Get Mr. Drilly over here. It's not complicated or anything like that. All we're doing is aligning these two boards, this one and this one, and we're going to screw it down. Then we're going to do the same thing. Ow! I just jammed a dang splinter right into my hand. Shoot. Alright, but we're just lining this board and this board, then we'll line this board and this board. And we're just going to sink 2 screws right in it. So let's get it going. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I need a stand on it here. So it'll be like flat. Although I guess whenever I put the screws in it, it'll become flat anyways. I'm just using a combination square, just like the ruler-y bit, to get it aligned here. And I'm just going to sink. Let's go ahead and go in with that one screw so that doesn't happen again. Again, these are 2-inch deck screws. Okay. Let's get it there. I'm going with the other screw here. Why is this 2x4 bigger than this one? It's like a lot bigger. Interesting. Okay, well, if your 2x4 is bigger, I guess I did realize that, but I was just being stupid and forgot about it. If it is bigger, you want to make sure whatever side is longer is on the bottom. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. So this is aligned in the back here, but you don't even see that. Let me just bring it up here. Okay, let me align it. Alright, it's aligned. And look, it's like a 1/4 inch bigger than the other one. That's really weird. I guess it must be like a different brand or something. I'm not really sure. I got all these from my neighbors. They were using them to support like boxes whenever they were moving, so it's not like on the ground, you know, and it's easier to get under there. So maybe this is just square. I really don't know what's going on here. That's very strange. But anyways, if that happens to you, just make sure the longer bit's on the bottom and it'll be fine. Let's re-drill this hole here. Okay. Got it, I do believe. Left. So, another reason I chose the 40 breeder sign is I have these boards that are basically the width of the dimensions of a 40 breeder. They're not exact, but they're pretty close. You would have needed this on an aquarium. As you can see, didn't cut the boards great, or it's my garage floor. It's probably both, but yeah. And this isn't for an aquarium, so I didn't, put as much time into cutting it as I would have if it was for an aquarium. But anyway, if I was going to build a rack for an aquarium, this is how I'd do it. It saves quite a bit of wood compared to some of the other methods where you do you have like a little space, anyways, this saves a bit of wood compared to some of the other methods online, so I figured I'd show it. You're just cutting a little thing in there. And for those who are concerned about the sides not being, the screws not being good enough or whatever, you could cut a little strip and then cut a little strip, you know, or you could half lap it, or, you know, there's about a million ways to do it. But honestly, unless you have a really deep tank, almost all the way to your aquarium supported on the lengthwise or width or whatever. Not this one. It's supported on this guy most of the weight, so it doesn't. It's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, I figured I'd show you how I do it. You know, if you're making this for an aquarium, you want to make it better than I did. But you know, yeah. Bye.